This is Annapolis, and these are the midshipmen who make up the brigade of the United States Naval Academy. These are their stories, full of their laughter, their heartache, their tragedies and triumphs. The stories of the men of Annapolis. Annapolis teaches its sons the lesson of survival. One of the dramatic tests which every midshipman must pass is the crash landing at sea problem. The machine that simulates the emergency condition has a funny name. It's called the Dilbert Dunker. But there's nothing funny about undergoing the test. It's one that would tax the courage and ingenuity of that patron saint of heroes, Sir Galahad.
Let us repeat in unison the midshipman's prayer. Almighty Father,
whose way is in the sea, whose paths are in the great waters. Amen.
Officer, be sure to tell you to come sailing with us today.
Thanks, Red, but I guess I better not.
Water's going to be smooth. We'll be bobbing along out there in that old knockabout like we own the world.
Sorry, but
You what?
I thought I'd go over and take a look at the Dilbert Dunker.
What do you want to do? Scare yourself to death with survival tests even on Sundays? Come along with us.
I'd just be in the way.
Will you stop talking that way? I told you a million times you've got to think positively. Now take a tip from old Uncle Fred, will you?
Don't try and make me over. I've tried.
It's not trying, it's doing.
I wish it was.
I don't get you. I've roomed with you for almost 2 years, and I still don't get you. I'm sorry, Johnny. I talk too much.
Oh, that's all right. Be sure and say hello to Alice for me, will you? You're a lucky guy.
What about Alice?
Well, she can do worse.
See you.
hello, son.
Oh, hello.
Are you making the trip?
Friday.
Well, you look like the sort of man who'll pass it all right.
Do I?
You know, I don't think it's as terrifying as it looks. Just a question of making a decision at the right moment.
Yes, I know.
It's what makes it such a good test. Survival.
That's what we all have to live by, survival of the fittest. Wonder if I could test it. I guess by now you figure I couldn't. 'Cause I don't seem to be able to hold my breath. I'm doing all the talking.
I'm enjoying it. I've seen you before, haven't I? Aren't you on guard at the gate sometimes?
That's right, Dan Rogers.
John Thorpe, midshipman, third class.
Nice to know you. You heading back for Bancroft Hall?
I guess so.
Well, I'll walk with you if you want. It's on my route.
All right, fine.
Okay, shall we? That is, if you've had your fill of looking at this thing.
I'll see it again soon enough.
Okay, let's shove off.
And that's a dinghy. That big one out there's a yawl. You can tell what type of sailboat they are by the rig.
How long did it take you to learn this lingo?
Oh, they give you a couple of days. You ever get seasick?
No. Do you?
Who, me? Of course not.
I thought your friend Johnny was coming along.
Oh, he went over
And
to...
while we're on that subject, please don't ask me to get him any more dates. I've gotten him 3 blind dates, And if you want to know how to lose friends and alienate people, believe me, that's it. Pardon me for interrupting. Where did you say he went?
We went over to take a look at the Dilbert Dunker.
There you go with that lingo again. What is a Dilbert Dunker? Navy jive for a donut?
Very funny. No, it's a contraption devised by some guy from the Thrill House at Coney Island.
Sounds like fun.
Great fun. It's a cockpit from a Navy fighter. It's mounted on this platform way up in the air, and it comes down this chute into the water and overturns.
With you in it?
With me strapped in it.
How do you get out?
Well, if you get stuck, they give you a knife to cut yourself loose.
Oh, well, that's nice of them. Who does this and when?
Friday, and all the third-classmen.
Including you?
You worried about me, dear?
Oh, you big clunk. If they took the knife away from you, you'd get out with your teeth. No, I'm just wondering how someone like your timid friend Johnny's gonna do.
That's a good question.
How long have you been in the Navy?
34 years. I saw the world like the poster said.
You were the skipper of the ship. I can tell.
Now, what makes you say that, son?
Your voice. It has command.
That's right, generous of you. But it takes more than a voice to command a ship. It takes book learning like you're getting here.
It takes more than book learning. I'm getting that, but...
But what?
What was the name of your ship?
You were mistaken about me, son. I never commanded a ship.
Midshipman Thorpe, third class, sir. Mate of the deck, first deck, fourth wing.
Would you repeat that?
Midshipman Thorpe, third class, sir. Mate of the deck, first deck, fourth wing.
The first rule of standing watch, Mrs. Thorpe, is to sound off in a loud, clear voice.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. But see...
There's no such thing as an excuse in the Navy, Mr. Thorpe.
Yes, sir.
Carry on, Mr. Thorpe.
Always sound off in a loud, clear voice. Always sound off in a loud, clear voice. When giving a command, speak with authority. Ready all. Ready, ready. Ease the helm down. The helm's a lee. Raise all tacks and sheets. Raise all tacks and sheets. Always sound off in a loud, clear voice. Always sound off in a loud, clear voice. When giving a command, speak with authority.
Say, they can hear you in Washington. What's the matter?
Nothing.
That's what I thought. Did they order you to do this?
No, it was my own idea. Raise all tacks and sheets. Turn that off.
No, you've got to listen to it. Like I tell you, you've got to study it.
Skip it. This is my business.
Not around here it isn't, mister. It can't be. You want to be an officer, don't you? Well, we all do. That means we don't live in a vacuum. You've got to learn how to communicate what you want to other people. Eventually, you've got to take command.
That'll be the day.
You just don't want to listen to you.
I'm tired of listening. What do you want me to do?
Make a start.
At what?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you try out for the debating team?
And put my commanding voice on exhibition?
It might help. You've got to do something. You've got to learn how to talk and talk good. So the next time when you're out with a drag, you won't be...
I won't be a wet blanket.
All right, if you want it straight, yes.
You know what I'd suggest?
What?
I'd suggest you mind your own business from here on out and quit riding me.
All right. I'll quit. But you can't say I haven't tried. There are other rooms in Bancroft Hall. Is that what you want? Well, is it?
Oh, no, Fred.
No one, not even Sir Galahad, who embodies the highest ideals of this academy, ever won a battle without conquering himself. With God's help and his fellow man's compassion and understanding. We cannot expect to command others if we cannot command ourselves. We cannot put to sea if our own thoughts and emotions are in mutiny. So it's up to each of us, in Henley's words, to be the master of my fate, the captain of my soul.
It's a fine day for crabbing. Fine day.
I bet you think every day's a nice day, don't you?
As a man gets older, he can ill afford to be choosy. All the good Lord's days are good for something. Though I've been in some weather that set me to wondering. I recall a nor'wester once when I was a lad. Picked us up, slammed us down again, not caring a hoot. Us trying to lay hold of the top side of the water.
There's something magnificent about storms. Something powerful.
Yes, there is that. But always out there on the deep when I've been sweating and bursting my lungs and badgering every muscle to stay alive, I've been afraid. I still am. Man's ready to die when he's no longer afraid of anything.
You really think that?
It means he's given up. A man needs a pinch of fear to spice things up.
No, I never thought of that.
Nor had I at your age. Where are you from, son?
California.
Big family?
Just my mother and father. My father's in real estate mostly, but he can do just about anything. Some people are born that way, I guess. You've either got it or you haven't.
We better check the lines, I think. Never you mind. We'll stop at Sam's Fish Shanty and buy some. He has the best hard crabs this side of Port Anthony's Light. You know, it's a nice thing about crabbing. You can have a real good day and not catch one. Comes time for clearing the table, it'd be very pleasant to have a woman around. Hey, next time you come, bring a young lady to wash the dishes.
You seem to be doing all right without one.
Mind you now, when the right one comes along, don't think you can go sailing off and she'll wait forever.
What was she like?
Oh, it was so long ago. We put into Savannah that night, in the mist and with the foghorns crying. She was waiting on the docks for a friend. She stood only about so high. She had a turned-up nose like my mother's. And blue eyes.
And you never went back?
I went back. After shipping twice around the world. Oh, the dishes will keep. Grab the cups, son. We'll have coffee in the other room.
I don't know about getting a girl to do the dishes, but I hope you'll let me come back sometime.
Why, that would please me.
You know, you make me feel different somehow. Like I am somebody.
Now, what kind of talk is that? If only I knew what was bothering you.
There's nothing bothering me that a voice like yours wouldn't cure. I want a career in the Navy more than anything else in the world. But with a voice like this, I can't even give a command. No one's going to listen to me.
I wouldn't say that.
No. No one even knows I'm around. I just don't come through.
Could be you aren't going at it right.
I've tried. Fred's tried. He's my roommate. He tries to make me over like himself.
Now, strength comes from many sources, lad. But a man cannot achieve it by imitation. I think somehow that in the moment when he needs it, A man finds strength he didn't know was in him. Here's something I'd like you to have. I started it a long time ago. I've put all my adventures in it and later my hopes. Somehow my failures got in too, and my little triumphs. It's kind of a log, I guess. It's my way of life, or the way of life of the sea. It's given me courage many a time when I needed it. Maybe you'd like to have it. March 12th, 1919, Constantinople. Tonight I was awkward in the captain's presence. Try as I might, I cannot carry on a sustained, intelligent conversation. October 17th, 1922, Cape Town. At last I have found myself. And it was the men about me, and the sea, and the stars, and the black nights on watch that did it. That is the secret. To know yourself. Or if you know yourself, you will know others.
Know yourself, and you know others.
What are you doing, talking to yourself? Logbook of Dan Rogers.
He was a great man, Fred.
Yeah, he's a nice little character.
He was more than that.
Well, you make it sound like Admiral Farragut.
He's found something that most of us miss all our lives.
I don't know how you can go for stuff like that.
You've never even read it.
Reading stuff isn't going to give you what you need.
This is different, Fred.
Different how? What did writing this stuff ever do for old Dan Rogers? Well, what do you ever get?
You got him more than you'll ever understand.
Oh, that's a bunch of bunk, and you know it.
I didn't think you'd understand.
What kind of a crack was that?
You see, you guys that have got it already built in, you just can't see, you can't figure out why some of us fumble around.
If you're going to shovel snow, you shovel snow. You don't sit around a warm fire talking about it.
Let's knock it off.
Yeah, let's turn in. Tomorrow's going to be rough.
You want to see if I can take it in that survival test tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah. Your book isn't going to help you tomorrow. You'll have exactly 1 minute to unstrap yourself and get out of that cockpit. After it turns over in the water. 60 seconds. Still at it, huh? I got to thinking in the night, Johnny.
Yeah?
No, nothing.
Forget about last night, Fred. I understand.
All right, fellas. Line up over there. As you know, this is the Dilbert Dunker, built after years of research to help simulate a crash landing at sea. We hope that none of you will ever have reason to use the experience that you gain here today, and the mathematical possibilities are all against it. Still, your lives may depend someday on what you learn here today. You'll be equipped with knives, but you're not to use them unless you're in serious trouble. Now, the main thing to remember is this. Keep thinking, and thinking fast. You'll be all right. And above all, keep your heads. All right? Mr. Powell? Mr. Danton? All set?
Sure is early in the morning for a cold bath.
Let her go. Porter. Good luck. All set? Let her go.
Down on the patient might be suffering possible concussion. Roll him over. Roll him over!
Hi.
Hi. Well, it isn't bad news, I can tell from your face.
He's practically indestructible. Dan, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to write something here in the log.
I was hoping you would, son.
You gonna be off duty soon?
Yeah, right now. Leonard?
You headed toward Bancroft Hall?
Right?
Would you care to accompany me?
Like you.
Yes, this is Annapolis, the United States Naval Academy, proud of its dignity, its history, its traditions, but most of all, proud of its men. Johnny was played by Dean Stockwell. Fred was played by John Smith.